Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Today, we're going to cover quadratics. Okay. We're going to start off by breaking them down. Okay. Then we're going to get into like solving about quadratic equations, graphing them, making tables. But today, we're going to start with the very basic stuff. Okay. Today, the title of today's concept is called Solve Equations by factoring. Okay, solve equations by factoring. Let me move to the side here so you guys can write it down on your notes. What this means is we've seen quadratics before in this class. Okay, we haven't really breaking them down as much. All you have to know is that usually quadratics are written as ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, meaning the a is always in front of the x squared. So in number form, it might look something like this. We might say 3x squared plus 4x plus 6. Okay? The 3 is your A, the 4 is your B, and then the 6 is your C. Okay? Sometimes you might only see the x squared. You might not see the A. The A only comes in play if the number is bigger than 1. Okay? If there's no number, then it's just a 1. Okay? But when it's 2 and up, the A comes in play. Keep in mind of this equation. Make sure you write it down. Make sure you get familiar with it because we're going to cover it a lot in this class. So again, ax squared plus bx plus c. Remember, the first number, if it's more than 1 for the a, then we have the b and then the c. Okay, your c is always your constant number. Now that you know that rule, we can actually start breaking them down. Okay? So make sure you have it down on your notes before I erase it. Here's the example for today. The example for today, we're going to do one without the a. Okay? We're going to start off very basic. We're just going to have x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay? It's a quadratic, so the square. All we're trying to do is do it into another form where you have 2 parentheses and then equal to 0. Okay? So we're trying to arrive at this point where we have a set of parentheses or 2 sets of parentheses equal to 0. Okay? That's the next step we're trying to arrive at because we're trying to solve for x at one point. Today we're just trying to arrive here. Notice that there's 2 x's, right? X squared means there's 2 x's. If you guys remember, if you multiply an x with 1 and x with 1, it becomes x squared. So 2 x's, right? All we have to do for this x squared is write it in the front of both parentheses because there's 2 x's. Okay? So that cancels out. That no longer is there. So we have x and x. For the next part, the 2x, in order to arrive to 2x, we have to look at the last number, the c, the constant. Okay? 2 numbers that you multiply to give you 1. 1 times 1, right? So you have 1 times 1. If you notice, when you multiply those 2 numbers, in order to find the one in the middle, you also have to add the same numbers you're multiplying for the constant, okay? So for the b, we're gonna add the 2, 1 plus 1, which is 2, right? And then 1 times 1 is 1. So we know that if we put the two number ones inside the parentheses, we get 2. You might ask yourself, how do you get 2? This is called FOIL, okay? If you guys remember, it's first, outer, which is the first 2, inner, and then last, okay? We saw a lot of foiling last year. For the ones that are new, foiling means first, outer, inner, last. So that means that x times x is x squared. X times 1 is plus 1x. 1 times x plus 1x. And then 1 times 1 plus 1. When we combine like terms, we know that we have x squared, because there's no other x squared. We have 2 that look the same with x. So 1x plus 1x is 2x. And then the constant by itself at the end. Which means when you arrive at this, if you FOIL it back in, you get the original answer. Okay? Notice that all I did is break down the numbers up here into parentheses. Okay? That's all we're doing today. We're not going to get it that any further today. Later on, we're going to start solving them. But for now, all you have to know is how to go from quadratic into factoring form. Okay? And where you have the factors out apart. So make sure you leave it in parentheses form. That's all you have to do. If you have any questions, guys, it might look a little tricky, might look a little complicated. If you have any questions, let me know. Send me an email, say, Mr. Rivera, I don't understand it, I need more help, and then I'll answer your email as soon as I can. Make sure you have everything written down in your notes, and let's start on the assignment for today. Or let me give you your assignment for today. All right, guys. So remember, we're just going from quadratic form to the factoring form, okay? Which means the parentheses. Your examples for today are x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay? Hint, hint. Two numbers that you multiply to give you 2 should also give you 3. Okay? Those are the numbers we're going to use. And then your second example, x squared plus 4x plus 2. Okay? Like I said, all we're doing is just getting into that quadratics mentality where we're going to start working a lot more with quadratics. We're going to start off with the basics. All you have to do, again, quadratics to factoring. Okay? Submit your answers as soon as you're done watching the video, and I'll be waiting for your email.